University, for some, a first true taste of independence. With so many new things to try and no supervision, it's not surprising that many chuck themselves into it with reckless abandon. Amongst the survey here at Bournemouth University, 92% of students admitted to taking drugs at least once, and around half of those have tried Class A, including heroin or cocaine.
Bournemouth University is no stranger to drug controversy. In 2017, student journalists at the TAB tested numerous toilets on campus for cocaine, coming back with 9 positive results. This is backed up with confessions in our survey, with 17% admitting to taking drugs on campus. With a clear statistic to measure against, we've decided to carry out our own investigation, using the very same wipes the TAB journalists used. I'm here in Fusion building on the 2nd floor. We're about to just pop into the women's toilet. We've got about 10 different sachets here of the cocaine detection wipes, and they should just turn blue. Judging by the TAB article, this wasn't one of the toilets checked. It's fairly clean in here and fairly new, and I can imagine that's why in the first place the TAB didn't bother checking. Nothing there. So we're over here now at the other side of the 2nd floor of the Fusion building into the men's. As you can see, again, nothing. And whilst it doesn't prove anything yet, it could be that the university has quite literally cleaned up its act in terms of its attitude towards checking the toilets and keeping an eye on drug usage. But again, the Fusion wasn't one of the buildings checked last time. Right, we're over here at the library now. And as you can see, immediately it's a little bit grimier. Again, there's nothing. Down here in Pool House now, and just spoke to one of the members of Dylan's staff who said that the table toilet is quite prone. But again, what else she said to us was the fact that more and more people aren't doing lines. It's more now people doing off keys, calling it keys, which as such reduces the rate of any positives. As you can see here, you see this starts off purpley here, but up here there's these blue, literally the whole thing is blue. That's not even after like a minute, that's a few seconds, it's instantly turned into this bluish hue all over, which to me indicates some sort of presence. So, it appears on the ground level that the university has acted to clamp down on drug use among students on campus. But has there been a change in approach from uni officials? We approached BU for comment, and whilst they haven't explicitly named any changes, they annually update their student disciplinary procedure, which of course covers drug usage. With many mainstream festivals now offering drug testing facilities to curtail drug deaths, many recreational users are now also testing their own drugs in order to ensure safety. Whilst remaining anonymous for legal reasons, one student demonstrated how easy it is for people to test their own drugs at home and how exactly the process works.
So we've got the MDMA here. We're going to take a very small sample, about 5 milligrams even. We're going to take the Marquis reagent test kit. And then changing colour over 30 seconds will tell us what it really is. And as you can see here, MDMA goes from blue to violet to black. As you can see here, it's kind of violet colour, quite dark actually. The products I could be getting could be cut with anything. It's turned out black colour, so it does look like it is MDMA here.
Numbers and statistics don't tell the full story, as we can tell from first-hand accounts and personal stories. One of those comes from another anonymous student who decided to come forward and detail his experiences and the impact his drug usage has had on his life.
A lot of people go into uni with the idea, oh yeah, I can come to uni, do all the drugs, free from my parents, but I think it's that kind of ideology which is quite dangerous. I've always had the idea that if you work hard and you get the grades, it allows you to feel like, okay, I almost deserve to do this, I almost deserve to have this fun. I've never let it affect my work. People go to work and they have a day after work. If I've just done an assignment and my friends are all going out, I'd be like, yeah, get some cocaine or get some ketamine or have some fun. The financial aspect of it is most difficult. One of the ones that I do most regularly is cannabis, which I feel a lot of people at university is a very recreational drug. So that financially for me was a slight issue last year. I've come into it this year being like, I'm not doing that again. So for me this year, I don't spend as much on it, but I think you have to have the experience of spending a lot of money on it to kind of realise, okay, I can't do this anymore. I feel at university the help would be much more readily available, but I still feel because university is still essentially school and your lecturers can essentially be your teachers, you'll still fear the repercussions of it. If you go to them saying, I do drugs, you might fear that they'll be like, let's kick off the course, let's call the police. I've not seen a lot of advertisement in terms of if you do drugs, we can help. I don't feel like that's a very explored route in this university anyway. I've done study drugs in university before, like modafinil, Ritalin. Like I said before, I don't like to let it interfere with my work life. I'd never come to university with like cocaine or ketamine. I wouldn't do it here because one, the risk is increased. Two, who wants to be on drugs in the library or something like that? It's just like, it seems like a stupid thing to do. You're in university to do your work, and then that aspect of your social life should be kept separate. I can make a call right now and get drugs. In the same way that you can do an online shop and it be delivered to your door, you can make that call and have it dropped off to your door within 10 minutes. It's extremely accessible to get, which I think is quite potentially an area of risk, because you're introducing potentially dangerous people into your house, into your home. Say if you were arrested for possession, that's not going to affect your uni life. If you get caught on campus with drugs, you can potentially get kicked out of university. People who do that, they're very dicey with their career and their future.
From our investigation, it appears that drug usage is firmly ingrained into uni culture, and any attempts to uproot it will likely fail. But maybe it's time for a different approach. Rather than risking lives by pressuring students simply by abstaining, maybe a softer approach that encourages those who do take risks to minimise them by testing them and promoting healthier habits.